The Amish are known for their close-knit communities and their separation from modern life. But have you ever wondered what it's really like to be an Amish woman? It's a world far different from ours, filled with traditions and rules that might seem, well, a little strange. Today, we're diving deep into 20 of those surprising regulations Amish women follow, from what they can wear and what they absolutely can't, to some truly unique customs. So stay tuned till the end. 20. Birth control is forbidden. In the Amish community, they don't believe in using birth control. They think that having children is a blessing from God, so they don't try to prevent it. Having many children is actually something they celebrate. If an Amish woman has fewer than 3 kids, some people might think something's missing. It's common for Amish families to have between 7 to 10 children, and they're happy about it. When an Amish couple gets married, it's a big deal. It shows that they care about each other and want to start a family. People expect them to have children soon after getting married. Not wanting children after marriage is frowned upon. It goes against their beliefs and traditions. Even if a couple doesn't plan to have a big family, it often happens anyway. So, in Amish communities, having many children is normal, whether the parents are ready for it or not. 19. Living without technology. Amish women follow a rule about living without technology. This means they don't use modern gadgets like phones, computers, or TVs. Instead, they stick to simpler ways of living. For communication, they might rely on face-to-face conversations, letters, or landline phones. Without technology, they don't have social media accounts or play video games like many others do. They also don't use cars or other vehicles that require advanced technology. This rule is important in the Amish community because they believe in living a humble and modest life. They think that relying too much on technology can distract them from what truly matters, like spending time with family and serving their community. By avoiding technology, they focus more on their relationships with each other and with God. 18. They cannot divorce. Amish women follow a rule that they cannot divorce. This means once they get married, they're committed to their spouse for life. Divorce is not an option for them, even if they face difficulties or disagreements in their marriage. Instead, they believe in working through problems and supporting each other through thick and thin. This rule is rooted in their strong religious beliefs, which prioritize the sanctity and permanence of marriage. For Amish women, marriage is a sacred bond that they enter into with a lifelong commitment to their partner. 17. Never cutting their hair. Another rule that Amish women follow is never cutting their hair. They believe that long hair is a symbol of femininity and modesty, so they keep their hair uncut throughout their lives. This means their hair can grow quite long, sometimes reaching below their waist. By adhering to this rule, Amish women demonstrate their dedication to traditional values and their desire to maintain a simple, humble appearance. 16. Women don't receive higher education. In Amish communities, there's a rule that women don't receive higher education. This means they typically don't go to college or university after finishing school. Instead, they focus on learning practical skills that are important for their daily lives within the community. This rule stems from the belief that women's primary roles are within the home and the community, where they are responsible for tasks like cooking, cleaning, and taking care of children and elderly family members. Without higher education, Amish women learn through hands-on experience and by observing and helping their mothers, grandmothers, and other female relatives. They learn skills such as sewing, gardening, cooking, and caring for animals from a young age. 15. Distinct courtship customs. In Amish communities, there's a rule about distinct courtship customs that women follow. Courtship is the period when a man and woman get to know each other with the intention of marriage. In the Amish tradition, this process is quite different from dating in the mainstream culture. Firstly, Amish women typically don't initiate courtship. Instead, they wait for a man to show interest and approach them. Once a man expresses interest, the couple usually spends time together in supervised settings, such as during community events or while working on tasks together. No sex talking. In Amish communities, there's a rule that women follow about not discussing sex openly. This means that conversations about topics related to sex, such as intimacy or reproductive health, are considered inappropriate and are generally avoided. The Amish culture values modesty and privacy, especially when it comes to personal matters like relationships and sexuality. Therefore, discussing these topics openly, even among family members or close friends, is discouraged. Instead, Amish women learn about sex and relationships within the context of marriage and family life. They receive guidance from their parents, elders, and community leaders on how to navigate these aspects of adulthood in a respectful and appropriate manner. 13. Women cannot become preachers. In Amish communities, there's a rule that women cannot become preachers. This means that they are not allowed to hold leadership positions within the church or deliver sermons during religious services. This rule is based on traditional beliefs about gender roles and responsibilities within the Amish culture. In Amish communities, men typically hold leadership roles within the church and are responsible for leading religious services, interpreting scripture, and providing spiritual guidance to the congregation. Women, on the other hand, are valued for their contributions to the home and family life. They play important roles as caregivers, nurturers, and teachers within the household, but they are not typically involved in formal religious leadership roles. While women may participate in church activities and attend religious services, they do not have the same opportunities for leadership or public speaking as men. 12. Their dolls don't have faces. In Amish communities, there's a rule that their dolls don't have faces. This means that the dolls children play with do not have facial features like eyes, noses, or mouths. Instead, the dolls are plain and featureless in appearance. This rule stems from the Amish belief in humility and simplicity. 11. Having children is mandatory. In Amish communities, there's a rule that having children is mandatory for women. This means that once a woman gets married, it's expected that she will have children. Unlike in some other societies where people may choose whether or not to have kids, in the Amish community, having a family is seen as an essential part of life. The belief behind this rule is rooted in the Amish tradition of valuing family and community. Children are viewed as a blessing from God, and having a family is considered a fundamental aspect of Amish life. It's also seen as a way to carry on the Amish way of life and traditions into the future. In Amish culture, large families are common and even celebrated. It's not uncommon for couples to have several children, sometimes as many as 7 to 10. Having many children is seen as a sign of God's favor and is highly encouraged within the community. 10. Working through pregnancy. In Amish communities, there's a rule that women are expected to work through pregnancy. This means that even when they're expecting a baby, they're still expected to carry out their usual chores and responsibilities, such as cooking, cleaning, and taking care of their family. The idea behind this rule is rooted in the Amish value of hard work and self-sufficiency. Amish women are known for their strong work ethic and their ability to manage multiple tasks, even when they're pregnant. By continuing to work during pregnancy, they demonstrate their dedication to their families and their commitment to fulfilling their roles within the community. Of course, there are certain tasks that pregnant women may need to avoid or take extra precautions with, especially as their pregnancy progresses. 9. Responsibility for a clean household. In Amish communities, there's a rule that women have the responsibility to keep a clean household. This means they're expected to take care of all the cleaning tasks, such as sweeping, mopping, dusting, and doing laundry, to ensure that their home is neat and tidy. The importance of this rule is rooted in the Amish value of maintaining a simple and orderly way of life. A clean household is seen as essential for creating a welcoming and comfortable environment for the family and guests. It also reflects the Amish belief in stewardship, which emphasizes taking care of the resources and blessings that God has provided. For Amish women, Keeping a clean household is not just about appearances, it's also about creating a sense of order and harmony within the home. In addition to cleaning the house, Amish women are also responsible for other domestic duties, such as cooking meals, grocery shopping, and caring for children and elderly family members. 8. Dress code. In Amish communities, there's a rule about a strict dress code that women have to follow. This means that they wear specific types of clothing that are modest and simple. The dress code typically includes long dresses with sleeves, aprons, and head coverings, such as bonnets or prayer caps. The purpose of this rule is to uphold the values of modesty and humility within the Amish culture. By dressing in plain and modest clothing, Amish women demonstrate their commitment to living a simple and humble lifestyle. 7. Childbirth at home. In Amish communities, there's a rule that women give birth at home rather than in a hospital or medical facility. This means that when it's time to deliver their baby, Amish women rely on the assistance of midwives or experienced female relatives to help them through the process. The decision to have home births is rooted in the Amish belief in natural living and self-sufficiency. They prefer to avoid medical interventions whenever possible, and instead trust in the natural process of childbirth. Giving birth at home also allows women to maintain a sense of privacy and intimacy during this special and sacred event. Home births are often seen as a family affair within the Amish community, with relatives and neighbors coming together to offer support and assistance to the expectant mother. 6. The garden is a woman charge. In Amish communities, it's a rule that women are in charge of the garden. This means they're responsible for planning, planting, and caring for the family's garden. They grow fruits, vegetables, and herbs that will be used to feed their families throughout the year. 5. Can't work outside the home. In Amish communities, it's a rule that women can't work outside the home. This means they don't typically have jobs or careers outside of their household responsibilities. Instead, they focus on tasks like cooking, cleaning, and taking care of their families. This rule is based on traditional gender roles within the Amish culture. Women are seen as caretakers of the home and family, while men are often the primary breadwinners. Limiting women from working outside the home can have negative effects. While traditional gender roles hold significance in Amish culture, this rule may restrict women's personal and financial independence. By confining them to domestic duties, it may hinder their opportunities for personal growth, education, and professional development. 4. Submitting to their husbands. In Amish communities, it's a rule that women must submit to their husbands. This means they are expected to obey their husbands' decisions and follow their lead in family matters. This rule is based on traditional beliefs about marriage and gender roles within the Amish culture. Men are seen as the heads of the household, responsible for making decisions and providing for their families, while women are expected to support and respect their husband's authority. No white wedding dress. In Amish communities, it's a rule that women can't wear white wedding dresses. Instead, they wear plain, modest dresses in solid colors like blue or purple. This rule reflects the Amish value of simplicity and humility. White wedding dresses are seen as too flashy and extravagant, which goes against the Amish way of life. By wearing modest dresses in simple colors, Amish women show their commitment to their values and traditions. For them, weddings are not about showiness or extravagance, but about celebrating love and commitment in a humble and sincere way. No makeup or jewelry. In Amish communities, it's a rule that women can't wear makeup or jewelry. This means they don't use cosmetics like lipstick or eyeshadow, and they don't wear accessories like earrings or necklaces. They believe that wearing makeup or jewelry can draw attention to oneself and promote vanity, which goes against their humble way of life. They cannot serve as ministers, bishops, or deacons. In Amish communities, it's a rule that women cannot serve as ministers, bishops, or deacons. This means they're not allowed to hold leadership positions within the church or lead religious services. This rule reflects traditional gender roles within the Amish culture, where men typically hold leadership roles within the church. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more dives into fascinating cultures and traditions. We've got plenty more coming your way.